Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to go ahead and do an updated game review on NFT Battle Miner. This is an over-encompassing, a great combination between mining, exploration, RPG, all those types of things that you really love in a game. It's got something probably for everybody as far as this game goes. So we're going to go ahead and talk to you about some of the background information, some stuff that's coming up with it here in the near future, dive into the game itself and really show you around the different parts, and then give you my rating at the end of it. Basically what I think of the overall game, what I think it's done well, what I think it could improve on, and just give you that overall Warrior Lion Gaming score. Before we jump into the video, I know I have to do everyone's least favorite part of the video and let you know this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word or anything that's said in this video as financial advice or advice in any way. I'm just a gamer playing a game and reviewing games as part of this. I am not telling you to jump into any project or anything along those lines. Do your own research. Make sure it's right for you. Go ahead and pause this video and read this thoroughly before we jump into it. All right, so let's get back to the video. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about a little bit of the background as far as NFT battle miners go. If you want to go ahead and check out their website, it is nftbattleminers.com. That'll take you to the main website, and then you can go ahead and explore from there. I'll show you all that here shortly. Currently, it is on the Wax blockchain, and as I mentioned earlier, it is a space resource management and exploration MMO type of game that you can go ahead and do out there. It's got everything from exploration, gathering, and trying to level up your clone, to mining, to rewards just for being part of the game. It's got a lot of different moving parts to it. Again, we'll try and cover it at a high level, but I do have a lot of other videos actually walking through the gameplay. And so you can go ahead and check out my channel if you want to go through some of those details. It is a web-based or a browser-based game. It's mobile friendly also, so you can go ahead and play on your iOS devices. And I should say iOS and Android, whatever your mobile device is. This game did launch a long time ago. It's been around for several years now. Mostly it was around with the mining side of it, and that's been around for some time. And they recently just added the Shadow Depth, which is more the exploration MMO side of it. That actually was introduced mid to late year 2023. They do have, one of the cool things about this, it is a massive game, and they do have free to play, and the free to play is pretty in depth. It's on both the mining and the Shadow Depth side, so you can actually get a good feel for the game and get some good rewards on the Shadow Depth side at free to play, which is really kind of unheard of. Most free to plays are very simple, just high level, give you a little bit of a feel for the game, and they really don't give you a lot of rewards for it. This gives you rewards for it, but you also got to be careful of the multi-counters. They are blocking a lot of those, so be aware of that. So don't try and jump into it just to get the free to play rewards. There's also PvP, and I should put an asterisk around the PvP. PvP was just added new as part of the Shadow Depths this season. It is very early. It is very rudimentary, I guess we could say. It's not full PvP, but it's kind of PvP. They're going to continue to expand that as we go through the seasons and the future years of the game. All right, now that we got some of the background out of the way, let's actually go ahead and show you again at a very high level. I'm not going to go in super detail of this because I have so many other videos and we only have a short amount of time. If I went in detail, this could probably take about an hour easy, but we're going to try and keep it under 20 minutes here. So as I mentioned before, you go to nftbattleminers.com and it takes you to this page, which is the overall website for the game. As you can see right away, just from the pictures, it is a space-themed game. So if you like space-themed games, you may want to take a closer look at this. It is broken up into multiple areas. So if I go ahead to play now, it's going to take me to the screen, which is the game version of it. And you can go multiple ways here. And again, I'm not going to dive through all the details. But we'll start off here with the playing section. It is broken into the mining, the region, and the regional mining, I guess you could call it, and the Shadow Depths. At a high level, and we'll dive into a little bit more, the mining is really where you have your spot of land on the planet, where you're trying to mine the different materials based on your mining equipment, whatever you may have. Then you have the region, This is where if you don't have land, you can go ahead to different areas and really try and mine it. And it's possible with there, it's less efficient, but you can get some resources there, both resources and also some of the materials and different items that you'll need for some future items in the game. And the Shadow Depth side, that is the exploration, the MMO side, which we've done so many videos on, but I'll keep it. I'll go ahead and jump into that here shortly. Starting with the mining side of it. This is essentially, you have plots of land that are NFTs that you do have to get off the secondary market or packs, however you choose to do that. You go ahead and you establish those lands, and then you attach different devices to it that are extractors, or they can be like shovels, different equipment. You can even put like your Shadow Depth equipment attached to it also. And what it does is every hour it'll mine a certain amount of materials for you. This is very passive. It's almost clickerish, but it's not necessarily. If I go back to the mining, the thing that you're going to have to keep an eye of is there is a duration here. You can see that I've had this out there for 3 days and 2 hours, which I got a yellow. They're about to be revolt. They're starting to become a rebellion that's happening with some of these because they've been out there too long. And if that happens, they revolt and they kick it back to your headquarters. So there is a certain time limit that these miners and this equipment is out here. And you can kind of level that out depending on what ranking you are. But you send them out there for a few days. They mine. They give you the results here. For example, this one's giving me 302 every hour. And then from a total, I have 6 lands out there right now, which over the span of the last 3 days have given me 41,000 of the one token and over 45,000 of the other token. So they mine out there, and then you essentially what you do is you'll go ahead and, since these are yellow, I'm going to go ahead and return them to the headquarters, which takes about 20 minutes. And then once they return to the headquarters, you can go ahead and send them back out. They essentially went and got a little vacation or a little bit of break. Then you can send them back out there for another 2 to 3 days, depending on what your ranking is. And then they'll continue to mine for you and give you those rewards. So this mining side of the house is mostly just for tokens. You do have the option to go ahead and NFT mine, which this land right here is doing for me. I only have about a 2% chance every hour of getting an NFT, which if you go through here, I have not been successful yet. 2% is pretty low, but occasionally you'll get a pack or some other type of NFT into your wallet just from the mining. So you have the option of token mining and NFT mining, whichever you prefer to do out there. That's the mining side of the house in a very, very high level. What I want to go ahead and show you is the region. This is essentially, there's a whole bunch of land out here that you do not own, but what you can go ahead and do is you can click on the land and you can send miners out there. For example, let me go ahead and close this. I have a miner right here, so let's go ahead and remove that miner. Say I really like this land right here. I can go ahead and click that. I can read all about it. There's not many players on there. So let me go select a piece of equipment, and I'm going to go ahead and send it out there to go ahead and mine that location. And now you can see that it's out there. What it'll do is it'll give you a little bit of tokens or resources, and it could find some new items for you as far as, like I said, a future. I keep hinting at a future item just to give you some more background on that. They are soon going to introduce alchemy into the game, which allows you to take the resources and the minerals and the things that you find when you're out there mining, both here and the other 2 parts of the games, and you can combine them together to create other items within the game. So that's a future state. A little bit has been released on that, but no target date on that one yet. So these are the 2 mining sides. These are the 2 really the passive sides, I should say. There's a little bit of clicking that goes on with this mining, but they're mostly passive source of bringing in resources for you. Now let's go over to the active side, the exploration, the MMO side, the side that I probably enjoy the most. It's addicting. It's seasonal based, so please be aware of that. This is Shadow Depths. As you can see, I actually just finished a run here and got some rewards for it. But this is seasonal based. Essentially what you're trying to do is you get this clone at the beginning of every season. It is level 1 at the beginning of every season with no skills, very little equipment. And what you need to do is you send them out on missions. He goes and he gathers a whole bunch of resources. This is later in the game, so you'll see a bunch of stuff that he was able to get. You get equipment, you get different resources that you can use for crafting. You attack a whole bunch of monsters. You get tokens through it also, depending on how you have it set up. And then you also see, as I mentioned, there's PvP there. It looks like I didn't fight any clones out there. Like I said, that's very early stage. But essentially that's what you're doing. You're going ahead and you're sending your clone out to try and get different resources and really level him up. As you can see up here, I'm level 193. Again, this is the end of the season. And as you're going through the process of sending him out on missions, he is completing tasks. And as he completes tasks, you go ahead and get rewards from the battle pass. Also, while you're out there gathering different materials, you're going to get tokens too. And tokens are going to go towards helping you get higher on the leaderboard. And the leaderboard also is going to go ahead and give you rewards at the end of the season. So there are a number of different ways to get rewards from this. Just from the Shadow Depth side, you can get it from the leaderboard and season rewards. And you can get it from what I keep calling the battle pass, which is as you complete different tasks, you can go ahead and get different rewards. They're in-game rewards, and they also have NFT rewards and token rewards. So as of this season, they have a lot of rewards. This season's about to end, literally 2 hours at the time of this taping. Probably by the time you're watching it, the season has already ended, and the next season, season 4, is right around the corner. I've heard they're restructuring some of the rewards for the seasons, for the battle pass itself. So I don't know what the rewards are going to be like for next season. So please understand that this may change for season 4 and beyond. They may not put NFTs in there. They may use wax tokens. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with it. It has not been announced, at least not to anyone that I'm aware of. So that's the MMO side. This is addicting because you're really trying to get those tasks to get the rewards, trying to get as high on the leaderboard. You have the leveling aspect. You have the skill aspect that goes along with it. So you can go ahead and add different skills depending on the XP that you have bringing in your levels. So I just added 2 additional skills there. So there's a lot of different parts to it. Also, there's different types of equipment. There is crafting that goes along with it. So you can craft different equipment. This is a browser-based. This is a very good browser-based MMO. So, and when I say browser-based, is you're not running around skill-based type of thing. It's more of a strategy-based with a lot of different elements to it. So that's the Shadow Depth side. If I go back over to the Battle Miner or the play section, there are a lot of other additional things to it. For example, from the overall aspect of NFT Battle Miner, you can go ahead and increase your ranks. And if you increase your ranks, you get different rewards through it. As you can see here, there's even a point where if you get a high enough rank, you don't have to play any of the games and you still have a chance of getting NFTs every single hour, which is pretty cool to see as additional rewards. Also on the mining side, you get the tokens and potential NFT rewards. So there's a lot of different chances to go ahead and get rewards in this game. Compared to other ones. And then you also, there's a lot of different parts depending on what you're interested in. You can be interested in all, you may just be interested in the mining part, may just be interested in the MMO part, but they all connect together in some way or another. You can play them separate, or if you really, really, really want to get efficient and really get the most out of it, you can play all the different parts to it. So that's really, and I know I flew through that. I went super fast on that. There's a lot more detail that I've been doing a number of other videos on. I have a bunch of videos on my channel around this. I will do some more videos next season where I'm going to focus on the beginner side of it. So a lot more videos to come on this. So let's go ahead and actually talk about the Warrior Line score that I put towards this. Plus, let's also talk about some of the pros and cons. Before I show you the score, let me go ahead and throw the caveat out there. The score is as of this moment, understanding that there's going to be some changes next season. There's the addition of the alchemy that's coming out for the mining side. Actually, the alchemy touches all parts of the game itself. There's some changes that are going to be happening with the reward system. I think there's changes coming with the skill system. So there's going to be adjustments coming out here. So depending on how those adjustments work out, that may adjust the score. All right, so let's talk about the score itself. I ended up giving this one a 4-star. This was right on the border of a 4-star and a 4.5-star, with the potential of getting up there to the 5-star eventually. It's not quite there, but I think it's right on the border. I ended up leaning towards the 4 instead of the 4.5, and the reason I did that is because of what I just mentioned. There are some changes that are coming. I don't know how the changes are going to impact the game. So I wanted to go more on the conservative side with my ranking, and with the potential of this moving up to 4.5 pretty easily at the beginning of the next season once we see what type of changes are happening and how they're all working together. So as of right now, this is a 4.5-star, very close to 4.5-star. As far as the pros go with the game itself, it's a really good combination of mining exploration, and that's why I kept trying to say and focus on the game. There's a lot of different parts to it, and you can choose which route you want to go with it. Again, if you want to just do mining, if you want to just do MMO, or if you want to do it all together, and it all connects together very well. The alchemy is just going to add to that, which is really neat to see. It's very strategic from the Shadow of Depth side. Strategic and addictive gameplay. The seasons are, I believe, the right length. Maybe just a week too long, but that's minor. As far as the progression, there's tons of ways to get rewards for it, from progression to ranking to battle pass to seasonal rewards. There is a solid free-to-play version of it. It's one of the best free-to-play versions out there of most games that I've seen so far on Wax, and they're consistently developing. Every single season, they're making adjustments to try and improve it. They're adding additional items to it. So there are a lot of really good things about this game. That's why I'm excited. You can probably hear in my voice that I'm excited about this game. There are some cons to it, and I think they're kind of minor. The first con, I guess, the first con is legit. It is, because there's so many moving parts to it and so many different sections to it, it can be pretty complex for new players coming into it. Hence the reason why I'm going to focus next season on really a bunch of beginner guides to help new players come in, both on the Shadow Depth side and also the mining side. So I understand that con. That's a lot of the feedback that I've gotten so far from different players that have tested out the game or want to test out the game. They just think it's too complex. But we're going to try to remediate that. As far as the other con goes, this is completely subjective. There's some people that love seasons because it resets everything. You can start from scratch and really push towards essentially a fresh start every single season. And there's some people that really don't like that. They don't like starting over every single season. So that I put as a con because that is some of the feedback that I've gotten from other players. But I think it's a minor one. It really depends on the type of style of play you have. So in the end, if you are looking for a game on Wax, and you want to kind of pick your own path with it, and with the potential of having a really over-encompassing game, and you like the space genre, this is a game that you may want to check out. I personally like it, and I have been actively playing it for several seasons now, and I will continue to play it based on they don't make any crazy changes to it that ruin the game, which I don't see them doing. But we're going to go ahead and revisit this one in a few months to see if it moved up to that 4.5, potentially 5-star. There's not many. In fact, there's only one 5-star that I can name off the top of my head as of this time on the Wax blockchain. This is one of the games that's probably the closest to jumping up there in that range, just because of the different parts. So we'll see how it continues to develop. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your thoughts of the overall game NFT Battle Miners? What are your pros and cons? What did you rank it? And are you continuing to play it if you're already playing it now? I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.